Khalil Rountree has been suspended from fighting in the UFC for 2 months. Now, it would have been a lot more than that, but it does sound like it was not his fault that he took banned substances, as the company he was using to get his supplements had them be tainted, and they didn't tell Khalil Rountree. They didn't let him know that, well, you're not actually able to take these supplements because you will be flagged for using banned substances. So it is not really Khalil's fault. It is the fault of that supplement company. So the punishment has been reduced, but there is still a punishment for Khalil. He's not going to be able to fight for 2 months starting, I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to start right now, if it's going to start from when they flagged him. But I assume probably an August, maybe July return is going to happen for Khalil Rountree. He's going to have a little break here in the UFC light heavyweight division, which really does suck. Because if you guys remember, he was supposed to fight the man that just fought for the belts in Jamal Hill, and he was supposed to take him on at UFC 303, and it was going to be a huge step up in competition for him going on a 5-fight win streak to fight a guy at number 3, get you right there to possibly fight for the title after a win, and especially to be on a McGregor card in that co-main event. All the eyes are going to be on you right before McGregor fight, so that's a huge opportunity, all taken away because he consumed a banned substance he didn't even know that he was taking. Now, I'm not going to go out here and say I know the whole situation. I'm not going to go out here and say I know anything about the banned substance he took. I don't know that type of stuff. All I am saying is I don't believe. I've heard that the banned substance that he did take was not a performance enhancer. It's like, it was like, I don't know what it was called, but it's similar to like Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz smoking marijuana and then, getting flagged and not able to fight. That happened to Nick Diaz. He wasn't able to fight for a very long time in the UFC because of that. When, marijuana, I would say, more hinders your abilities in the UFC octagon than gives you a competitive advantage over your opponent. What Khalil Rountree took, and I'm not going to go out here and say 100%, but what I've heard is that what he took isn't a performance-enhancing drug, and it wouldn't help him beat Jamal Hill should they have fought at UFC 303. And especially with him going out there and telling the UFC, telling the anti-doping agency that he got flagged for it, he didn't know it was in the system, and immediately letting them know that he might have taken a banned substance. That doesn't seem like he took it on purpose. There's no way I'm gonna say Khalil's a cheater. He's just got caught up in a bad situation. So here's what he posted on Twitter. This was 4 days ago right here. I don't know what this one was. This one was December 11th. But he posted this one 4 days ago. I'm gutted to deliver this news to you all, but I will not be fighting at UFC 303 due to consuming a banned substance. I did not do this intentionally, and I'm doing everything I can to get this situation taken care of. I was using a personalized, tailored supplement service, so it's not like he's going out to Walmart, to CVS, and just, hey, can I get this supplement right here? He's using a company that he asked for specific things that were not banned substances. He made sure that whatever he bought was not going to be a banned substance that he would take, so he wouldn't, get flagged by USADA or whatever the new agency is. And they messed up. Khalil wasn't the person that messed up. The company messed up big time, and they blended the supplements together containing a banned substance called DHEA. Again, I have no idea what that is, but it's prohibited at all times. Even a small amount of it prohibited under the UFC anti-doping policy. Only after he consumed it did that company let him know that, the ingredients in this supplement are not what you thought they were, and they are DHEA, and they are a banned substance by the UFC. He immediately contacted the vice president of the anti-doping compliance, Jeff Nowitzki. That's the guy who runs the anti-doping agency under the UFC. And he immediately, like a cheater would not go right to the UFC and say, well, this is what happened. I accidentally took this. They would probably be trying to hide it, trying to cover up this situation. Maybe try not to piss in any cup immediately. Try to avoid whatever the new agency is called. That's what a cheater would do. He immediately went to this company and to the UFC and the UFC vice president of the Anti-Doping Compliance Agency and let everything be known that he was not in the fault here and that it was the fault of that supplement company. Now, you could say, why does he have to use the supplement company? He's trying to get an edge. But again, he wasn't trying to cheat. It was that supplement company's fault. Although DHEA is a non-performance enhancing drug, it is still a banned substance, which I don't understand how that's a thing. Like, they could put anything under the banned substance list. Why is it a banned substance if it's not performance enhancing? I don't understand that. If it doesn't help you win in a fight, why aren't you allowed to take it? It's not going to harm anybody else if you take DHEA or if you smoke marijuana. It's not going to harm anyone else. It's not going to make you a better fighter. It might make you a worse fighter in terms of marijuana, but from what he's saying here, it's not going to help him in the cage. So again, why is it a banned substance in the first place? I have no idea. My sincerest apologies to you all, to Jamal Hill for the unfortunate series of events. Obviously, it is bad news for Khalil, but it's also really bad news for Jamal, who wanted to get back in there immediately and get back with a win. He just got knocked out by Alex Pereira. He doesn't want that to be the lasting memory from UFC fans. He wants to get back in there, avenge that, and come back with a victory to get people like, oh, we're going to forget about the Pereira fight. And wow, he just knocked out Khalil Rountree. So you got to feel for Jamal Hill as well in this situation if he's not able to find a replacement opponent. But I think they probably will. And then I believe he posted something on his story as well. This is a statement from Khalil. I don't know if this is different, but we're going to check just in case. Rountree provided CSAD with shipping records detailing that he received the supplement on May 2nd, so the beginning of this month, just 2 days before he provided a sample to the CSAD, Anti-Doping Agency. Rountree also provided documentation from the owner of that clinic that sent him the supplement, reflecting that the company's brand marketing director sent Rountree some of the company's therapeutic blend supplements without prior approval. The owner described the mistake as a massive oversight on their part. The evidence reflects that as soon as Rountree realized that he had taken DHEA, which is a banned substance, he immediately contacted and notified the UFC personnel. Again, this does not seem like a guy that is cheating on purpose. This sounds like a guy who got effed up by this supplement organization. CSAD consulted with, I don't know what any of this is called, who informed that Rountree's May 4th sample result was consistent with the above facts, so he is telling the truth, and that Rountree's short-term use of DHEA in the doses present in the dietary supplement obviously would not provide any significant performance benefits, but still he is suspended for 2 months as a result of it. I personally wouldn't suspend him for 2 months, especially if it's not like Jamal Hill can come out here right now, and obviously if I'm Jamal Hill, I would be like, let Khalil fight me. Like, he's not getting a performance advantage from taking this drug. If I'm Jamal and I had the option to, I'd say, let me fight Khalil Rountree. I do not think he's cheating or anything like that. So the 2 month suspension, I personally don't understand why they're doing a 2 month suspension. I think there should be no suspension. In this case, if obviously he didn't come to the UFC, he found out and was like, oh, I gotta hide it now, give the man a suspension. But he found out and immediately contacted the UFC. That's a big respect from Khalil Rountree, but very unfortunate for all those involved. Khalil, for Jamal Hill, who, again, you never know, he might not get a replacement opponent, but I think he will. And obviously, Khalil's going to have to wait 2 months. He's on a streak. He's 34 years old. Every month, every week that he's not fighting could hinder his possibility of becoming a UFC champion and set that date farther and farther and farther away from a possibility at a title fight with Alex Pereira, which really is very unfortunate. But yeah, what do you guys think about the whole situation? Again, I don't know anything about these drugs involved. I'm not expert in anti-doping policy or anything like that. Just wanted to provide you with all the information. If you guys want to go watch and read it for yourself, I know I was reading it, so maybe you couldn't understand what I was saying. Make sure to go to Khalil's Instagram, give the man a follow, and check out his story as well, because the UFC.com website put out his statement as well. I believe they did that earlier today. So what do you guys think? Was Khalil at fault in this situation? Should he just not take any supplements to avoid this sort of situation? Do you believe he should be suspended for 2 months? All sorts of things. You guys can comment down below in the comment section, so make sure to do so. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And of course, like and just like the video. Subscribe and check that pinned comment down below to become a channel member for so many perks. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here. We'll see you in the next one.